All right, we've talked about backpacks. We've talked about backpacks for the Mavic 3. You've seen this thing. This is the DJI backpack for the Mavic 3. It makes a lot of sound, and guess what? It's $300. There is a new sheriff in town, and this is the Cynova backpack. Well, guess what? It looks like a big giant black bag. Well, there's actually something inside. We haven't opened it because I wanted to do kind of a first impression thing with this. So this is the first time that I'm seeing this backpack, but I've heard quite a few things about this, that it's pretty good. And now we have a version that we can use. Wow, this thing is actually shiny. It's very shiny. It looks like a plastic leather. It's not leather, but it's a very thick plastic. Bear with me as I open up and discover a bunch of new sections. This is obviously where you're going to put your laptop in the back. There's a bunch of pockets right here. Even better, there is these separations here. I'm not quite sure what it is. And then we have... Oh, well, there's a reason, you idiot. It's because you get it from here. There you go. Big pockets. Okay. So the reason what I was trying to do is I was trying to pull this thing out, but that's not how it works. Everything is protected inside of this pouch right here. You don't pull the pockets out. What you do is you put separators right here on the inside. So I'm going to turn this so you can see it. On the inside, you can put your separators right in here and put all your gear. But the meat and potatoes is right here inside of this backpack. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the DJI backpack, I've used it for quite a while, and there were things that I didn't like about it. There were too many pockets and things to move around, and I know I did a rave review about it because it's built nicely and it's got a lot of different options, but this, quite frankly, at first sight, it's really cool. So here's what we're gonna do. I like testing products. I don't like giving you just first impressions. So we're gonna put it to the test. We're gonna put the camera in here. We're gonna put the drone in here. We're gonna use it for a couple weeks, and then we'll come back and we'll give you our impression. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's get to it. So we've been using the DJI pack for a while. Well, quite frankly, it's been pretty limited because, well, there are some issues with this, but we've also been using this for a while, and quite frankly, I like it. There's a couple things that I want to go over, and especially the first one is the modularity of this thing. So you can take this insert out right here, and we were able to put a ton of things in here. We were able to put a drone, put a GoPro, put all the gear that we would be using for, well, a small day out. On the other side, this right here, not so modular. It looks like it might be, but all of these tabs on the inside are actually stuck, and this is not something that you can actually change. The other thing that we like about this is that there is enough pockets, but not too many. And these pockets are actually pretty useful. We have pockets on the side. We have the ability to put your cell phone on one side. There's a pocket at the very top inside of the lid right here. There's just enough pockets that you can be dangerous, I like to say. Just enough that you don't find things 2 years later because you put them in the pocket and you forgot. This, on the other hand, is pretty useless. There's not any pockets on the side except what we have here. The pockets actually are designed to hold the other straps and all the things that make this thing semi-modular, where you can have 2 or 3 different configurations, but at the cost of having pockets that, well, are pretty useless. The other thing that we enjoy with this is the attention to details. There are some things in here that are available that you're like, okay, they thought about this. You can put a bladder in here, and you can put the bladder through a small hole so you can actually drink from the bladder. You can put your phone inside of a little pocket. There's a little hook where you can attach keys or something on the side. There's also a rain jacket at the bottom of this bag right here that you can take out and cover the entire bag in case you get caught in the rain. You also have the texture at the bottom is really actually solid so that when you put this on the ground, it doesn't get worn out over time. The other thing too that I noticed as we were using it is the padding. The padding is far superior, I think, on this than it is on the DJI bag. Here on the DJI bag, if you look on the side, if you look at all this is all just fabric. There's really no foam in here. It looks pretty, it looks awesome, but really in terms of padding and protection, not a whole lot in here. If we look here, we have protection on the inside, we have protection on the side. We obviously have the foam on the inside, it's very well protected. And then we have all these different compartments that you can use in order to divide when you take the insert out of it. So the padding, far better than what we've seen on the DJI bag. Also, one thing that I found over time is that that the access up here is a lot easier than it is in here. Now this might seem obvious, but I love putting the bag down, being able to open up and then get access to all my gear. In here, I always had to remove something in order to access the bottom part of the bag, which is not something that's, well, it's just not user-friendly, quite frankly. I also like that it's a lot lighter. Give you an example, we traveled to Texas not too long ago. I was going to take the Mavic 3 with us, and I thought about taking this, but really all that I need is the bottom part right here, is this compartment. If I can detach this and basically just have access to this, then I'm golden, right? This is all I really need. Instead, I have to carry all of this, which is extra, which I really don't need on a short trip. Now, Cynova, if you're listening, here's the $1 million idea for you. Allow me to take the insert out of this bag, which it is already, and then replace this insert with another insert for a different drone. We have, I don't know, a dozen different drones in our office right here. If I could have a foam insert that I can use, even better, I can take this foam insert right here and put it on a gear shelf, and then that contains everything for that specific drone. I can just grab this, put it in the bag, and I'm ready to go. Even better, if you can create a hard case where this foam insert would actually fit in, all I have to do is buy one hard case, one backpack, and then I can take a multitude of drones to location by just grabbing it from my gear shelf. So that would make our life a lot easier. I don't know if this applies to a lot of other people, but that's your $1 million right here, free of charge. And then two more things that I really enjoyed. First off is the durability. Now we've roughened this thing up because we live in a dusty environment, and I like the plasticky feel to it. You know, if you put water on top of it, it's just gonna roll back out. Obviously, you can also cover it in case of the rain. I mentioned that already. But the durability thing, it just looks like it's gonna last for a while. If it gets dirty, I can take a wet sponge and I can just wash it. This, on the other hand, is fabric. Now, it's probably intended for a slightly different use. This looks more like an urban environment kind of thing, but this is going to get dirty over time. I don't know how I'm going to clean this. All of this fabric right here, I have no idea how we're going to be able to clean this other than maybe a steamer. So that's the downside. And then the last thing is obviously the price. Major difference in price. This right here is $300. That's right, $300. For that, you can buy a low pro backpack that's twice the size of this thing and then fit pretty much all of your gear. This, on the other hand, is $130 at the time that we are recording this video. $130 is a major difference. I would buy this, quite frankly, in a heartbeat over, well, quite a bit of other backpacks, but this, comparing to this, there's no question that you get a lot more money, a lot more for your money than you do with this. All right, well, we talked about the good things. Let's talk about the things that I don't necessarily love about this or that I would actually change. There's not a whole lot of them, quite frankly, and like I said, I'm pretty picky with backpacks, but the first one is there's no belly strap. Now, this may not be designed for long distance carrying of backpacks, but we hike quite a bit when we go to location. I like having just a strap right here around my waist so that I can actually keep the backpack from moving. There's a chest strap, but there's no real belly strap right here, so I wish we had that. Also, some of the inserts that come with it, I don't know what we did there, they are. There are inserts that come with it. If you want to really split this into different size of inserts, at one point these small inserts right here are going to be pretty short. I wish they were about 50% bigger or 40% bigger so they could really grab between the two. Now the good news is we have a lot of inserts like this around the office, so we've been able to use that, but that's just the one thing, and I know it's picky, but this is really the one thing that really bugged me when I was trying to organize everything. Also, speaking of the inserts, when you take that big insert, that big foam core from inside of the backpack, the padding on the side is not super thick. I wish it was more like what you see on the top cover right here, which is really nice and thick, just because, well, in case something gets bumped. I know that's not what it's designed for primarily, but this would be a nice addition. Now, there's also a little gimmick with that keychain that's on the side. I don't know that I would trust it. I don't know that I would put anything in here that's extremely valuable. Just it looks like the cord might break at one point if somebody pulled on it, whatever it was. So it's cool. I like the idea. I just don't know that I would trust it over time. And then the last thing, this is really, again, being picky. I wish somewhere on top of this, there were different straps that we can attach things to. We have another backpack, as I mentioned, the Low Pro, that we've been using for a while, and it has all these straps all around, and that adds a ton of flexibility. So we have the ability to attach a tripod if we wanted to by just putting a rope on top of it and then just having something attached to the back, or even a drone, like an FPV drone. That's sometimes it's hard to put inside of the bag. We just put them on top, we strap them, and then they're ready to go sitting on the outside of the drone. But that's really it. So I hope you enjoy this review. If you have any questions about the pack, we're gonna have it, we're gonna keep it, we're gonna keep using it. I know this is gonna become a staple in our gear bag, just because it's right at the point where it's not too big and not too small, where we can carry quite a bit of gear. So leave your comments down in here, ask your questions. As always, make sure that you subscribe. We'll be putting a lot more of these gear reviews, drone reviews, and a bunch of other things as we always do on this channel. And that's it. I'll see you guys next time.